Majo John Nad Juanito in Akumal, Mexico. I want to make one more note about one of the many angels who has influenced me on my path. A guy named Phil Laut, L-A-U-T. Pretty sure you can find a Google listing for him and maybe Wikipedia. He's a semi-famous prosperity guru. Wrote a book called Money is My Friend. And he was a really, really interesting character that I met in Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't even remember how we met, but I learned rebirthing from him, which is a technique where you lie on the floor and hyperventilate till you have all kinds of crazy experiences, sometimes related to your birth. And Phil was not the typical personal growth coach. He was a very heady guy, very intellectual. And while I'd be on the floor breathing hard and going through all this stuff, he'd be sitting there reading the newspaper. Yeah, he was not hovering over me being all sensitive. But Phil said a line that influenced me forever. When I'd be into some kind of feeling that I thought was too excruciating and I couldn't manage it, he'd repeat a sentence that he said many times. I would infinitely rather have this feeling than no feelings. No matter how bad it is, it's alive. I'd rather have this feeling than no feelings at all. And that's guided me a lot in the 30 years since then. During some times when I've had some incredibly bad feelings. Phil, you're a good guy. Phil is such an interesting guy. One of his he at one point was lovers with Sandra Ray, R-A-Y, who's a real prosperity guru. I forget what her book was. I bet you'll find her too. But he would do a thing where he'd drop himself into a new city with $100 and start over and create a life from $100. And I've done that again and again. I showed up in Asheville, North Carolina in 2004 with $200 in a duffel bag. Showed up in Cozumel, showed up here in Akumal with nothing. 6 months ago, created a hell of a life here. Secret to prosperity is knowing it's not your job to create it, it's your job to be open to it. It's your job to get quiet enough and unafraid of your feelings enough to face everything and let it come and see what you're supposed to learn. And if in fact I die in the near term, which is very possible, I want to show up. I want to be present. I want to feel all the feelings and go out knowing what I need to know. Thank you, Phil. Good guy. I really ought to reach out to him, see what he's up to these days. I think I checked him. Pretty sure he's still alive somewhere. Maybe in the South. He's probably not in Cincinnati was always a bad fit for him and me. Okay.